Hey, what's up guys? Triple C here. I'm Joseph.
And I'm Justin.
Welcome back to an episode of the Flying Tiger Build Series. Well, today's not really going to be a build series episode.
No.
I think today I feel like it's very important to look into a lot of the positives of the Flying Tiger. Not the pod, you know what? More of a deep dive into the meaning of this project. Because now that it moves, now that it moves, and now that we have a working prototype, there's a lot to be said about where we've come from.
Yes.
So honestly, I would love to, we would love to deep dive into it. I wouldn't say this moment is gonna be in the textbooks, but let me tell you something. This is what we've been working for.
Yep.
I know that it may have not went as far as we were expecting.
No.
Or as quick, or as much of under a load as we were expecting. It drives. With no weight, with just the basic machinery, this thing moves on its own by pressured air.
It does.
And that is something that I never really expected to say, honestly. I don't think anybody really expected that. It really is honestly inspiring, because the fact that me and Justin would take hours and hours out of our time, out of our life, to tool this, to fix this, the amount of times we had to throw in the towel and ask Grandpa C for help. Now, honestly, I don't want to say it as a bad thing, because honestly, he was a huge help through all of this. But we really wanted to try to do it on our own.
Yep.
And that obviously is okay. That's part of the process. Is the mess ups, is the fallbacks. It's the we have to go and ask somebody else. We have to ask for we're not perfect. Not yet.
No.
But even so, this was honestly amazing. And I really have nothing else really to say besides how historical it is for me in my books. How about that?
Yeah.
I'll let you take the floor, Justin. I don't really want to be talking to you.
No, yeah, everything that he said, I agree. I know we always in life. I feel like we always kind of go and with moments like this, we're always going to say, "Well, it should have been more. It should have been more." But at face value, and that's something I'm going to work on. Is it's the small achievements, because
this is not small.
Well, it's what we think of as small achievements. When we really think about it, it's a huge achievement. I mean, I mean, the fact is, we did 4 test drives just before, and in any test drive C, we've only done about 1, maybe 2, taking turns. We have never done 4, and 2 of those were done at high speed. Mm-hmm. The typical thing we would do is each person would take a turn, and maybe we would do a full speed run. That would be 3. But today, we did 4. And usually, what happens when we did those top speed runs?
That would be it. You have to go back to the mechanic shop and repair what we broke.
But what's the difference this time?
This time, this system was prepped and ready to go for the next round right after. We could repeat this test 20 plus more times. Mm-hmm. And I know you probably were like, "Oh, you only drove it 4 times, But let me tell you, every single time we picked it up and put it back, every time we plugged in the air compressor and turned on the valve, it did the exact same thing. And everything looked smooth. We watched the gearing, we watched all the chains. It did exactly what we wanted to and more.
Yep.
And it really came out awesome. In this moment, it is an accomplishment to really say that we made an air-powered quad.
on so many levels is this. You know, I guess we can't help but be sentimental. I mean, this is our childhood quad. It has never driven under its own power before. Even before we started this project many moons ago, this company was founded on this very project, getting this thing done. So there's a lot of sentimentality, you know, those 3M, you know, Walmart runs to fix it with the gas engine. And here it goes in probably the way that no one would think it would go. Most people would think the gas engine would have worked and stuff like that. But this is one of those things that it's almost certain you would think that this would not work. But coincidentally, this third attempt, the craziest attempt of them all, is the one that made this thing run under its own power. And honestly, Joe, I'm so proud.
I'm proud too. I still remember the conversation you and I had in my driveway when we talked about what are we gonna do with the Tiger chassis. After the second failure, after it rotted, after it fell apart, after it was stuck in the rain, we were about ready to throw in the towel with this chassis.
Yeah.
But I remember you and I spent about an hour plus on what we could do with the chassis and what we were going to do with it. It was in my driveway. And I forget who brought it up as the idea.
I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
There was a lot of back and forth.
I was very, I was stubborn, okay? I was very stubborn during that conversation. But honestly, I'm glad I was stubborn. This came out amazing.
We really outdid ourselves with the bearings, the chain. I mean, like everything was really well done. Of course, it's done to a level that we can do. Of course, many people can say, well, why didn't you weld that? Or why didn't you use a micrometer?
We don't have those tools.
No. We obviously did all this by hand, a lot of these cuts. So we didn't have a lot of those tools. It was a pain, exhausting nights, very achy mornings.
Very achy mornings.
But I think that I finally kind of, this is a feeling that we haven't felt in quite some time. And honestly, I feel the reaction we should have got from our crazy comic catastrophe. When you come up with something so crazy that
it's like bound to fail, and it does fail. No.
Yes. But the fact is that this should have theoretically
not worked.
It should have worked. It should have followed the history that we had. But I love how this changed. Definitely changed the outlook. And I think the biggest question a lot of people have is where do we go from here? Because I mean, it didn't go that fast. It didn't go that far. What's Triple C going to do? What are you guys going to do?
Well, that's a really good question, to be honest with you. We are officially announcing Phase 2 of the Flying Tiger restoration.
How about that?
We obviously kind of had it planned beforehand, but it is a nice, really just uplifting moment to just enact it. We're going to be Phase 2. It's going to be all of the external chassis and frame pieces that we had originally. So from there, we're going to be building it and making it look nice, like it's supposed to, and obviously way more modern building techniques.
Yes.
Now, regarding the system itself, like we said before, it is basically a one-off base model version of an air-powered system. From here, we can kind of tool around with a bunch of other things. We can get different gearing. We could get a stronger drill. We can get a better gear here. We can make it smaller. We can make it more. We can get more torque. We could rebuild the air compressor system itself. We have a lot of options here because of the fact that it's modular. So it's still an R&D, I would say, because obviously we want to do some more mods to it. But as of right now, the Flying Tiger moves on its own, and we're happy with that. We'll move on to Phase 2 and keep in the back of our minds some modifications that we can do.
So in other words, we're going to still release the Flying Tiger, but we will, I guess in a way, we're going to kind of keep the door open into the future that we can bring it back and retool it again for maybe a version 2 or a Gen 2 or whatever we want to call it or something like that. So
absolutely.
One of the ideas we had, and then we'll kind of put it to a close, is we were actually thinking of maybe saving it for future generations. One of us has kids or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be a really cool project because, we are getting big, and this thing is heavy as is.
We are heavy as is too.
So maybe this would be kind of cool, a cool future generation project, a way to kind of bring this thing back into the forefront. That's something we're thinking of.
I mean, the fact of the matter is, this thing is reliable, and we can really do a lot with it.
Yes.
At this point, as we said, the ability to bring this up to a safer scale or whatever is all here. This right now is all uphill from here. We got through the toughest part to getting even this thing to move. So now we have a base version of it that we can modify to make better, to make even more reliable, more fun, quicker, and that's really, and safer if you really want to put that too.
Yes, very important. Well, not for us, but we should though. We should do that.
Exactly. But it doesn't mean that Tiger is gone after this.
No.
Obviously, I think we'll when we get to the very end of this Tiger build series, I think we'll do more of a deep dive in what we'll do, so look out for that. Obviously, It's ways down the road, but when this project does come to a close, we're going to talk more on what we can do, because now we can only go up.
Yeah.
So, I think that's enough chitter chatter.
That's it.
We thank you guys for joining us on this journey, of course.
Oh, yes.
And we're very excited to continue this journey into phase 2. A lot of aesthetics, so it's going to be a little bit easier and more fun. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, comment down in the comment section down below, #airpowered. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm Joseph.
I'm Justin.
And we will triple see you later. Peace, guys.